Welcome to the Living Artist Podcast. I'm your host, Preston M. Smith. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Living Artist Podcast. I'm Preston M. Smith, at PMS Artwork everywhere on internet land and socials. I want to thank you for landing on this podcast. Whether you're a professional artist, just getting started in the art world, a collector of art, or just consider yourself a creative person, this podcast has something for you. I like to think of it as a fun way to rant and talk to other creative people about living the life of an artist, surviving and getting ahead in the art world, and enjoying your life. But most importantly, not waiting until you're dead to make it happen. All right, let's get started.
Hey kid, fetch me my cigarettes, would you? You expect me to do this with just oxygen in my lungs? Oh, what? We're live? Alright, edit that out, would you?
Yeah, sure thing.
We now return you to your regularly scheduled program, already in progress.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Okay, I've already done that one. Welcome back to the podcast, everybody. Yes, we are coming to you live from the floor. I'm not even going to go into what happened with me, with my health this week, because it's unbelievable. So we're just going to get into the podcast, and I'm going to keep it brief on this one. Keep it more of like a diary entry, almost akin to what I was talking about in the 300 episode. And I just wanted to talk about something that is actually very important, and it is something short. And it's something that most artists don't think about. And yeah, maybe people are thinking about it a little bit more these days because of, the emphasis on marketing and social media and whatnot. But I still don't think people have a clear picture of this. And it was something that I had to develop a while back. And I actually talked to a friend's father who did this for a living, and we kind of got some clarity. But I already had an idea. It just helped me to kind of hone it a bit. And okay, you might be asking me, what is this important little tidbit we're going to talk about? Well, I think it's important to have an elevator pitch of sorts. And you typically talk about like an elevator pitch in like the film industry or something. You're pitching a movie to a busy executive who's going up the elevator, and you just have like 10 seconds to say something to them. You catch them in the elevator and you just pitch it to them. That's obviously has a little bit of a feeling of desperation, which I don't really want to have. And I don't think that any of us should be doing that. And I don't really want to be advocating for you to be desperate. I don't think anything good comes from a place of desperation. But I will say that it is important to have clarity on what your artistic version of an elevator pitch is. And that is, how do you synthesize what you do as an artist into, a 10-second, 15-second, even 30-second little meeting? Let's say you run into the gallery director of a major gallery or the owner of a major gallery someplace, and you strike up a conversation and they find out you're an artist and they ask you what you do. What is it that you would say? How are you going to come across intelligently to this person and like a professional and like what you're talking about? And I think that's what I wanted to convey with this episode, is to think about that. And I'll give you just a couple examples from, my own life and from my own art. It was something that was difficult for me because I made a very strong transition from figurative, almost like iconic and dark pop surrealist work into this really colorful, abstract work that I do, textured, even almost like decaying abstract work. And yes, the colors were always there. And that's like the through line through all this, even though some of it was dark. And I did do some very dark paletted stuff as well. But for the most part, I've always worked with vibrant colors. But I think the thing that really resonated with me when I started to think about my career and my trajectory as an artist and my, whatever arc as an artist, how things from my upbringing come into my work, how my childhood comes into my work, what I learned, my experiences as a kid experiencing trauma and things like this, and just, becoming an adult and trying to figure out myself, going through the drinking period and having these problems, these health problems and stuff like that. One of the things that really resonated with me was my life and my art really are a function of turning darkness into light, turning some really bad, negative, traumatic experiences that might take somebody out, like take a normal person out into a cathartic, almost optimistic, at least from a color palette and energy standpoint, like a positive framework. And even the documentary that Tony Lugo did about me called Negativity to Creativity, it's a similar thing. It's taking something that is potentially could be seen objectively as negative or as traumatic or something that has happened in your life that could, take you out, and turning that into a force for good or positivity, or even something that is cathartic for other people, that they can see your story and it resonates with them. So just synthesizing that down is like, I turn darkness into light. My life and my work is a process of turning darkness into light. That would be my pitch. That would be my 10-second. If I got 10 seconds or 5 seconds, that's my quick elevator pitch to somebody. And it really resonates. And yeah, you can look over my work and go, well, does that apply? It does apply, really, if you dig into everything, even the figurative work, even some of the landscape stuff I used to do, the pop surrealist stuff, and of course the abstracts and the assemblage pieces and all that stuff. It really does apply to everything. I can look at each piece and go, yeah, that resonates with me. So, you can also say, I used to say like, I paint the darkness and light that's within us all. And, that was a little bit, not convoluted, but it was almost like you took ChatGPT and had them write you a flowery, elevator pitch of your work. It was kind of swimming around the idea that I just gave you, but I really think that the one that I came up with, it's something that I could stick with for the rest of my life. And I know no matter what I do, no matter what I transition into, if I transition into a different style of art or even documentaries or, music or whatever, it would still apply to all of that. I turn darkness into light through my work, or my life and art are a function of turning darkness into light. That's something that resonates with me. What is yours? What is your elevator pitch? What is your why? What really stands out about your work? And what are you trying to say with your work? What is art doing for you? What kind of a working through process is art functioning as for you? And how would you synthesize that down into maybe a sentence or two that you could say to people? Now, you're not going to just use this as an elevator pitch in an elevator or to somebody in person. You can use this as, on your bios, and you can use this on your website, and you can use this on art marketplaces. It can be a little quote of yours. It can be something that's on your business card. You know what I mean? It can be in your social media. It could be your calling card if you want. If you make it powerful enough, and if it defines you well enough, I say use it everywhere. It's kind of like a little bit of a through line through everything you do. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that for today, everybody, because I am fading really fast, and you can hear it in my voice, I'm assuming. So I just thought that was something interesting to share with you all. And if you haven't done that yet, or even if you have done it and you're not happy with it, revisit this and think about this and really think about your work and your life and try to come up with your own little version of an elevator pitch or something that synthesizes what you do that you could explain to anybody on the planet and they would go, okay, I get it. So we're going to leave it at that for now. Hope everybody's doing well out there. Take care of yourselves. Take care of everybody else. And we'll see you next time, everybody. All right. Bye-bye.
Hey, fella, I asked for my cigarettes. Where are they?
Yeah, mister, I quit.
You can't quit. You're getting paid a nickel an hour.
You know what? You can take that nickel and your cigarettes, bend over and I'll show you where they go.
But I'll be damned. This kid deserves a raise.
And that, everyone, is the secret to my success. So long. So long, suckers.
This has been the Living Artist Podcast. Thank you so much for listening. I just want you to know that I appreciate you being here, and I'm grateful to be in your ears. Your art and creative life on this planet is meaningful, so thank you for sharing it with me. If you like this podcast, whatever platform you're listening to it on, please subscribe and share it with your friends. You can also leave me a positive review to show your support. This helps me to reach more people with the algorithmic magic and keep the show going strong. If you want to see more of what I do and check out the art that I create, you can visit my website at www.pmsartwork.com or follow me on social media everywhere at PMS Artwork. That's it for now. See you back here next time.